Hello traders, hello everyone. Welcome in the advanced room here at Live Education with XM, and welcome to YouTube as well. Welcome to our simulcast session. We are going to have a discussion about the market, forex trading session. Basically, we gonna look at the market right now. What's happening? We are after quite a volatile Monday as well. Holiday Monday, Easter holidays are done, are over, and the market is going back to normal functioning, and especially Europe, because US was trading yesterday. We've been seeing Asia and United States taking gold $100 higher, almost 110 dollars higher. So actually overnight, tonight we have tested 3,500 exactly. So that's a big number. This is like you may wonder, is it a liquid market, and when liquidity comes back, will they sell, or is it really like this sort of devastation of the financial system, devastation of the sentiment of the financial system in the financial system, that everybody goes for gold, right? It's like this international situation of a trade war is essentially pushing people to buy from 3,300 to 34, and then from 34 to 35. Mostly, look, like if you look at yesterday and today, it's like Asia session doing, like tonight, making move $80 move, which is $80 was crazy much a year ago. For a day, the whole day was like, you've been having such a day once a month, once 2 months on some big news. Right now, you wake up in European time zone or African time zones, and you are already up $60-$70, right, on gold. This is so Asia is buying, but it's like Japan, it's like China. By the way, everybody can buy an Asian session, right? You just need to be awake throughout the night or US evening, because actually Asia starts trading when US is having late evening. Okay, so let's have a look where the market is at. Is the sentiment going to chill anyhow? First of all, dollar sentiment is moderating. Yesterday we've been having dollar sold out. So if we're gonna look at dollar index, it's down to 98, right? So it actually dropped from 110. You may see it here, or we may see it in the platform as well. We will see that in the platform in a second. Dollar since beginning of February came down from 110 to 98. So it's more than $12, right? 12%. By the way, we are having chat section here for you. We are having also chat section in the YouTube. If you are watching us in the YouTube, feel free to post questions. Feel free to post comments. I'm seeing there are viewers with us. There is Brian Veli Tando. Hello, good day. The YouTube simulcast will end in like approximately 10 minutes. So you can follow us. You can join us then in the advanced room on my XM. It's just email login, so you are free to join. So yeah, let's see. Today, like I'm looking at VIX. Like first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look at VIX. What I want VIX to get lower, so the volatility comes down. What I also want is VIX get smaller. So VIX getting smaller at 27 is not exactly what I want, but for for having sentiment improving, we needed to keep coming down. Like it can be, it could be grinding down, whatever, right? In this situation, we are like the market is awaiting, still like nervous, right? It could shoot up. It's not that it's particularly probable. It would be much more probable if it was staying volatile, right? So the ranges of days would have been big. But right now, it's like it would like to grind lower, because to hedge, like VIX is basically based on hedging options. It's costly, okay? So it's like you need to be paying like for insurance. So if they don't have to hedge, or they don't want to speculate on the short side, because some people use options, of course, to speculate. If they don't need to hedge so much, they don't need to speculate so much, they don't want to speculate so much, they will not be paying the cost of options. And of course, if the market is volatile, options cost more. That's why VIX has this gravity. You can see that when it goes up, it tends to fall down whenever it's possible, because people don't want to pay that cost. And VIX is staying up when they do. So yeah, it's only when it's necessary, when the sentiment is very bad, they do buy put options like excessively, and you get VIX getting higher and higher. So indexes feel a little bit of a relief as well, but it's nothing. It's still nothing special, right? Nothing crazy. So yeah, we can also check indexes. We can check, like, you can let me know in the chat what assets you want us to prioritize. Maybe there is any asset that you prefer, that you follow right now, have trade idea about it. We can have a look at it and discuss it. Just let me know. Otherwise, we're gonna do the bird eye view and go to something that seems most interesting from the bird eye view. For example, if VIX going to be high, what trades could we find? If VIX going to get low, what trades could we find, right? That's another question we might be asking. I was recently looking at Aussie. I was recently looking against CAD, something against CAD. Seems like strong VIX is boosting euro and dumping dollar at the moment, because it's what the risk of is coming from is basically the US system. Okay, so recently we've been seeing stocks, bonds, and dollar, US bonds, US stocks, and the dollar being sold. So yeah, can you please have a look at GBP USD? Of course, no problem. We're gonna check that. Tumusim Edson with us. Hello, Edson. Thank you for joining us. Check gold, says Edson. So okay, we're gonna check those. Gold is actually very interesting. We can think what to do with it. It's on top of a great rally, and could still, you know, I mean, flirting with 3,500 is like this moment that, okay, you had initial rejection, but so it's like very important level, a lot of focus on it. We're gonna think about it this way, not gonna be making it anyhow political, or like not gonna do any long-term projections. 3,500 is really like was foreseeable, right? You could foreseen that kind of. 3,700, I would say, if we get another burst of volatility, 2,700 could be still in range, but personally, I wouldn't bet about anything above 3,700, and I would think twice about betting, 37 as a target, right? This is important. That could be long-term high. Like if we get the kind of climax, right? Market getting even more vertical, becoming climactic, that could be long-term high. It's not a prediction. It's how I'm thinking about it right now at the moment, right? It's in the end, I always go to price action, and look how the market behaves in this regards. In terms of weekly, um, so bigger picture, very extended market. Like why the market is getting so extended if we look at technicals, right? Because it's driven fundamentally, and fundamental factors aligned in such a way that you know, those technicals are not playing that big of a role until holders of gold start selling it. And well, now the theory is that when you accumulate, you want it up. So you run it up if it's not very liquid market, or you get the news to run it up. Long time ago, hedge funds were sponsoring news, were manipulating through the media, right? Manipulating the market. And it was more like opinions, right? You get the journalist to write an opinion about the asset, about certain thing. You get your analyst team to release very bullish research about it, right? So you wanted people to come and buy. You wanted drivers to drive it up until you distribute. So of course the biggest outburst of bullish news and analysis was of course around the top, but the price was distributing, was consolidating because you were selling, right? So at some point the institutions will start selling, and you may think that it's huge. The bigger the financial institutions are and the bigger positions they have on gold, it becomes bigger and bigger interest for everyone, even for people from the government, to make you profitable, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if the government was like thinking, okay, how the biggest dealers and primary dealers, they are the biggest, that's it, why they are primary, how good they are on their positions, right? So it's like a conspiracy theory, but hey, it makes sense, right? Nevertheless, there will be at some point decision to distribute long positions, to sell long positions, and after that we will see. So probably it will be at the peak of the heat, and then we will see after that things calming down. Most likely, this has been happening. Like this has been a repeatable pattern. I wouldn't assume this time it's gonna be otherwise. So yeah, right now, pretty extended technically. So I wouldn't buy any long-term gold. I wouldn't look at daily, right? Like MACD, like everything is so bloated to the upside. So it's kind of emotional buy, right? Now, should I sell? I think it is a little bit too early to sell, especially if we look at daily, right? It's still bullish, so it can be still more bullish. It may be. I will mark 3,500. Should my mark also 3,400? Right, so we can so it's like 100K on Bitcoin. Like if you want to see how market approaches those most important levels, and this is one of them, check Bitcoin or check 3,000 on gold. Although gold was pretty strong on momentum at 3,000, so it's not the greatest example, but what we are seeing around 3,000 here is that rejection on the approach, right? So they were approaching 3,000, and there was a lot of selling on the approach. Test, break, retest, retest again with like a false break. Of course, price doesn't have to obey the level ideally, doesn't have to obey the level perfectly. They instead obeyed this top from the approach to the level, right? And here it was like fairly clean breakout. It still took stages, right? So it wasn't that fast. Okay, it still took few actions, few stages. So I'm thinking now, okay, we didn't have rejection on the approach. We straightforward attack exactly 3,500.